I reached out to some of the biggest influencers in the sales space, and for every 10 emails that I sent them, I received one positive interested response. So in this video, I decided I would show you how I got such great results, how to structure the campaign and the copy, and overall how to get people who might be hesitant to respond to cold outreach to do so with a little bit of extra value. So when you're reaching out to influencers, one of the first things you need to do is create a list of the people you're trying to reach out to. Luckily, Eric Nowoslawski, the person who also gave me the idea for this campaign, provided me a list of some of the best influencers in the sales space. After I imported the CSV of the list into Clay, which is the software I'm using to power the data behind this campaign, I first had to enrich the person in question. What enriching the person does is it finds data other than just the base data points that the list provided me. You can see here that we have their first name, their last name, their full name, their company, and their LinkedIn. But when you enrich them, you're able to find a ton of other information, like all of their past experiences, the amount of jobs that they've had, where they're located, even their profile picture. How to do that is you go to enrich data at the top right of Clay, and you just type in enrich person. And you'll see right here that this pops up, and all it requires is their LinkedIn profile, which we of course imported through the list. So what we're able to do through enriching the person is we're able to find the domain of the company that they currently work for. All we had to do there was go to latest experience, and you were able to map out their company domain, which is available in these little blocks of data points within the enrichment cell. From there, we now have all the information needed to find the work email of our LinkedIn influencer. Clay has this really cool feature called the enrichment waterfall. And what it allows you to do is use one enrichment, and if it doesn't find the data you're looking for, it will use the next enrichment and then the next enrichment, and it will search several different data providers, allowing you to pretty much find data on any company at any point. So in this case, we wanted to find their work email, and all we had to do was click enrich data, scroll down to work email, and then click on waterfall. You'll see here that we now have 5 different data providers that can all search for the person's work email. Once you fill in the required fields and click run, you will see that the waterfall runs and aggregates the work email right here. So now we have the work email for essentially all of these influencers. So instead of having to get lost in the sea of DMs they almost certainly receive on day to day, you're able to reach out to them via their work email, which is far more effective. But we probably have to add a personalization so they actually read the copy. Sending out generic emails to people doesn't work at all anymore because people can immediately recognize whether a robot is email blasting them or whether somebody's actually reaching out to them. So what we do to get around this is adding personalizations at scale using Clay that make it seem like we did our research on every single one of these people. So for my personalization, I wanted to reference a LinkedIn post that the influencer recently posted about sales. The first step I had to do was, of course, find all of the LinkedIn posts for these influencers. All I had to do for that was go to enrich data right here and then find recent posts. And you'll see right here that if we use their LinkedIn profile, it'll map out all of the recent posts that they've put up in the past few months. The problem is we don't know what these posts are about. These posts could be a job update. They could be something tragic that happened in their life. We have no idea. And ultimately, I want to find one that's relevant to the niche that I'm contacting them in. So how do I programmatically figure out which one is the most related to sales? Well, the answer in this case is an OpenAI prompt. So Clay has an integration where you can use AI at scale to make deductions and to find data about certain companies or people. So in this case, I was able to go to enrich data, type in OpenAI, and then go to use AI right here. And you'll see in the template that you can write a prompt here, add examples of the results you expect, and even select a role. For this case, I'm going to give you a series of LinkedIn posts. Find me the most interesting post to mention in an email, preferably one where they're relaying information about sales to their followers. Print just the text in the post. Once it ran, we were able to, at an incredibly high accuracy, find the text of each post that is the most related to sales for a particular influencer. Now we have a very industry specific post and the text that is associated with each one. However, you can't just copy and paste a post like this into an email, or again, it's going to seem like somebody sent it via a robot. So what I did next was I used another OpenAI prompt and asked it to format it in the way that makes it look organic. So I said, summarize this LinkedIn post by completing the following sentence. I saw your post about blank, keep the sentence very short and casual, just print the sentence. And for example, print, saw your post about Clay's new product update, keep the sentence under 10 words. Here is the post. And I just feed the information that I got from the previous OpenAI integration into this one. And with incredible reliability, we were able to print out these awesome snippets that we can now include into our emails. So the final step here is that these are not formatted correctly. You can see that there's some quotations here, there's a capital S, and that's where formulas come in. Formulas are pretty much a way to format text or to print out certain text based on conditionals without having to use an OpenAI integration, and it's completely free within Clay. All you have to do is click add column and formula, and you don't have to use any code. You can just use text, and AI will transform your text into code, which will then work as a formula. So it's pretty much like coding without any need for knowing a coding language. So in this case, all I did was type in the text box, make the LinkedIn post summary lowercase, and remove any quotations or periods. And you will see that it did it for every single one easily. And it converts it into this little code formula here. So let's go to the email copy now, and I'll show you what the actual structure was. All right, so we're in the campaign now. And as you can see, I am not lying. We have sent 165 emails and gotten 16 opportunities from it, approximating around 10 emails per positive response. sequence. And if you go to the sequences here, you'll see that I only have one email sent, and that's because I wanted to make it seem organic and I didn't want to make it seem pushy or salesy at all. So what I said for the email was, hey, first name, I saw your post about blank and checked your profile out afterwards. Great content. I run socials at clay.com. I wanted to connect and show appreciation for the great sales content you've been posting. If you're interested, I'll send you an enriched lead list with emails of all the likers of your recent posts. Would love to show you Clay at some point if you haven't used it already. Regardless, just let me know if the list is something you want. No strings attached or meeting required. So I think one of the main reasons that this copy works so well is it's asking for nothing and providing them value. So there's no reason not to respond if you like free lead lists of the people that are liking your post, which pretty much anybody who cares about their LinkedIn should, especially sales influencers. So it's worked incredibly well in getting a lot of responses. We'll look at a quick example of what this email would look like in an actual case. Hey Jeff, I saw your post about GTM problems and discovery importance and checked out your profile out afterwards. Great content. So just one personalization to intro and then straight to the point where we give them some value. So as a little bonus, I wanted to show you how I actually created these lead lists, because you might be thinking, how on earth did we get the emails of all the likers of their recent LinkedIn posts? So I'm in Phantom Buster now. And the really cool thing about Phantom Buster is they have a dedicated LinkedIn post likers scraper. So what you can do is import the post that you're looking to scrape, and it will give you a list of all of the people that liked that post. So all I did was I exported this list as a CSV by just clicking download results. Then I went back into Clay. I imported the CSV and it provided me all of this information. All I did then was enrich them, get their company domain, and then run a work email waterfall to get their validated work email, just as I did for the people that I initially reached out to. So this is an incredibly low lift thing for you, and it provides a ton of value to somebody who doesn't know how to use Clay. So I highly recommend using it as a way to get people to respond. And that is it. I hope this campaign was valuable to you. I was pretty excited about the results, and hopefully you find similar ones if you give it a shot. Feel free to like and subscribe if you enjoy the content, and happy prospecting.